Hi there and welcome for another episode. My name is Camilla, which I hope and think that you know by now. Today, it's going to be about this fabulous, in my opinion, book. It's called Essentialism. I'm not going to fully pronounce his name. Greg McHugh. But this is not going to be the average book review. There are so many other people who have already done a good job at reviewing this book that you can find on YouTube or whatever. And also, if you are interested in the topic a bit more, I would highly recommend to also look for a few of the talks that the author has done because there's a lot of good stuff there. But so I said, this is not going to be a book review. Instead, it's going to be my take on the book and how I have implemented a few of these things into my life. Coffee, tea, maybe just go for a walk and listen. So, those of you who know me know that I like my quotes. And books that are looking like this when I'm reading them are like a given success in itself. Like number of text and then a good quote. Like if you don't prioritize your life, someone else will. And this is pretty much what the book is about. So also on the title, on the front page, Essentialism, the disciplined pursuit of less. The disciplined pursuit of less. Because basically, this is kind of the difference of how he puts it. Non-essentialist thinks almost everything is essential, versus an essentialist thinks almost everything is non-essential. We live in a world where more is kind of praised. This is what is being encouraged, this is what we are being taught, this is what we are being fed. How to fit more into your day, how to fit more things into your agenda, how to get more things done in less time. This is not that kind of a book. This is more a book of learning to find your yes and your no. Also a really good one that I've used a few times in my classes as well is this. If it isn't a clear yes, then it's a clear no. So often when we are faced with options or we are being asked if we want to do a certain job, or in my case, maybe if I want to take on another class or so, we have that gut feeling that we unfortunately don't listen to often enough. At least that's my opinion and my experience. We feel very often forced to say yes on the spot and to go for the opportunities because we don't want to be a bore, we don't want to be someone who says no, or we don't want to disappoint anyone and we don't want to miss out. It can be an awesome opportunity. And again, for those of you that this works for, I am not proposing that you have to change. This is not a recipe for everyone and a given happiness way of living your life. This is what is working for me and that is resonating with me. Essentialism, the disciplined pursuit of less. The ability of can't even read. The ability to choose cannot be taken away or given away. It can only be forgotten. And this is the thing often, that we simply forget that we have the power to choose. We have the power to say yes, and we have the power to say no. And what I like about this and what it makes me reflect upon is that choice, that power that I don't always make the most out of. So am I owning my yes? Am I owning my no's? Am I daring to trust my gut feeling when it tells me this or that? So I've never been a particularly spontaneous person, and for years I've been feeling quite crappy about that I'm like, oh, I'm not so spontaneous, I would want to be a bit more spontaneous. And for certain areas I've become a bit more spontaneous, less of a control freak. I was more control freaky when I was younger, but on certain areas I don't want to be more spontaneous either. I'm learning more and more to say, thank you for thinking about me. Thank you for this opportunity, or thank you for asking me to do this. Let me get back to you. And that way I'm buying myself a bit of time where I can listen to my gut feeling, where I can go for a walk and contemplate, is this a decision that I actually want to say yes to or say no to? Do I have time and energy to fit it into my agenda, to my life, to my working week? And sometimes, or quite often, to sleep on it as well. To just see, how does it feel tomorrow when I wake up? Is it a clear yes? Or if it isn't, then it should be a clear no. And this is what I'm reminded about when I'm reading the book. And the biggest takeaway that I had from this book is another of those lovely little quotes or like mottos or so on. And it is this, that it says, explore. How can we discern the trivial many from the vital few? The trivial many versus the vital few. Again, if you are a person who have tons of energy and you just get more energy from doing various things and being all over the place, and that works for you, awesome, good for you. I'm not that. I get super tired when I have too many various things going on, and when I feel that my energy is like all over the place and I'm not really focused on anything. That doesn't work for me. It doesn't give me more energy, it doesn't give me enjoyment, contentment, and I just feel like I'm doing a crappy job everywhere. And I also, like I posted earlier this week, I don't say no because I'm so busy. I say no because I don't want to be so busy. I like to have space in between the things that I'm doing, because that makes me enjoy my life and feel that I can take the time between the various things that I'm doing, also so that I can be there 100% when I'm doing the things, that I'm not like having half of my brain and focus on the activity that I just done as I'm rushing into the next one. I've been there and done that in my life, and that was not a given success for me. I like to be all of me as close to as possible. Not sure if you hear the beeping outside. I like to be 100% as close to that as possible into the activity that I'm doing at that moment, so that I'm not scattered in my thoughts on all the various things happening and going on, or needing to check my time because in 10 minutes I need to rush off to be somewhere else. I like to have the vital few things that I'm focusing on and that I am spending my time doing. And this is where the book was kind of helping me to kind of put a word on that, or give it a little framework to discern between the trivial many versus the vital few. For me, for instance, as a yoga teacher, I have realized the last couple of years that I don't enjoy teaching the fast-paced, strong yoga classes. That is not the classes that gives me enjoyment to teach. That is not the way I enjoy doing the yoga myself. So as a lot of you might know, I enjoy yin yoga. Mainly yin yoga, the slower the better. Some slow flow classes can be fine, some gentle yoga, yes, for sure. But the yin yoga is kind of my thing. Slow, nice, in that sense. And that means that I have made active choices these last couple of years, dropping and saying no to opportunities of teaching the stronger, fast-paced classes in order to have more time and energy to say yes and teach the slow classes, the yin classes, and so on. And also, as I have gotten more and more into that, I've also realized that I want to be able to use the background I have as a nurse into my yoga teachings. And this is where the yoga therapy training, as some of you know that I'm doing, is coming and becoming more important for me. And also that means that I want to even more cut off and take away things that are not part of my vital few, so that I free up time and energy to actually focus on doing those trainings. So that I can be more in line with what I want to be doing. It's my vital fews, and that means that sometimes I need to cut off the trivial many and say no to opportunities and say no to classes or so, because it's not part of what I want to be doing. So, as said, I can definitely recommend a read in this book and see if it perhaps is something for you as well. But just kind of playing with those words of, is this part of the trivial many, or is this part of my vital few? Perhaps helping you to distinguish if it's a clear yes. Then go for it, all in, say yes, do it. And if it isn't, to trust in the knowledge then that it is a clear no instead. I was losing my words. Hopefully a bit of food for thought. As always, it's interesting to hear your comments if this resonated with you or not. And I hope to see you next time. Have a lovely day. Bye.